If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
Elio's the best producer in the business. Just ask her. Ask her. She's not afraid to say she is the best. Right, Bellio? Oh, that's right. I'm the best. Yeah, she is the best. All right, Chris Christie with ABC7 is high above the Canyon Fire. That's what they're calling the Lake Piru fire, the Canyon Fire. And thank God it finally has a name we can all identify with. They named the fire. I think it's, and Crows, you probably know better than I do, but don't they name the fire to the closest street that it started on?
Streets, yeah, that's a pretty good default street, or at least, whatever the area is there or something like that. Yeah, usually street.
But, we live in Hollywood. It should be, and I'm going to fight for this in City Hall. It should be named for the closest living celebrity. It's the Bob Hope fire. It's the Ernest Angley fire. It's the,
So if I started a fire out near me, what would it be called?
It would be the Crozier Fire, yes. Yeah. Incentive to get out there. Get rubbing those sticks together.
Can't think of any celebrities they'd name it after out there.
What if some celebrities lived next door to each other and they were both the equal distance to where the fire started?
Well, then you got to go to credits. Who has the better career. Yeah. And that's easy, But I think they should start doing that. It's whatever celebrity is the closest to the fire, name it after that person, living or dead, doesn't matter. That should be more interesting. Oh, there's the we have the Three Stooges fire. It may not work.
The Mo Larry Curly fire.
That's right. All right, an update on the Canyon Fire. Boring name and sort of boring fire right now. There's only one real hot spot. There's a lot of little branches that are hot, but one real sort of inferno. And, as we look out the window here in Burbank, I can clearly see the smoke from that fire. It's right over the hills. And if you're driving to Palmdale or Lancaster and you're taking the 405 or the 5 up to the 14 or the 5, and you continue on towards, Lake Castaic area, you can absolutely see the smoke. Once you get into the San Fernando Valley, if you're coming over Mulholland, over the 405, the pass there through the canyon, once you get into the valley, once you get over the hill and over Mulholland, you can see the smoke from that fire. It is huge, huge. Way over 1,000 acres by now. All right, let's, Chris Christie for ABC was flying high over that fire.
This is a sprawling brush fire. The Canyon Fire, as you mentioned, now upwards of 1,000 acres. Hundreds of firefighters out here doing their level best to try and dampen down this fire. But the terrain here is very, very rough, and it is continuing to jump through these mountains and make its way closer and closer to Hasley Canyon, which is now under a mandatory evacuation order. This has now been burning for about 6 hours, started at around 1 o'clock this afternoon, just to the south of Lake Piru, and the winds have shifted throughout the afternoon, shifting this fire towards the north with that smoke heading directly over the 5 freeway, right over Magic Mountain. If you're making your way home northbound on the 5 freeway, or southbound for that matter, you're seeing some really ominous smoky skies through here, but still this fire is a ways away from that area, but there are evacuation orders not too far away.
All right, so I've looked up some celebrities I think that are in that area.
Yeah, who do we got?
Patrick Wilson. Anybody?
Who's that?
Doesn't really say what he's done here. Gold standard for B-list actors.
Oh, all right.
Right.
Final Conjuring is probably like Insidious. He was in The Conjuring and The Conjuring.
Is that right?
Insidious movies.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. He's one of those faces I go, okay, I've seen that guy. A younger guy.
Okay, how about Walter Goggins? Anybody?
Walton Goggins?
Yeah.
Love Walton Goggins. Walton Goggins is phenomenal. He was in the latest season of the HBO show in Thailand. Why am I drawing a blank on that?
And you know everybody in Hollywood.
Walton Goggins is great, man. He was in the commish. He's been around for a bit. He's huge right now.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. There's a rumor he lives out there.
Righteous Gemstones, he was in on HBO as well.
Okay. All right.
White Lotus.
Oh, White Lotus.
Yes, he was in White Lotus.
Oh, people love that. The White Lotus. Richard Jenkins. Anybody?
Richard Jenkins, comedian?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Rumored to be living out in that area. Daisy Haggard. It's the Haggard Fire. I don't know.
I like the Haggard Fire because that's pretty much what happens. Everything gets haggard.
Yeah, that's right. Michael Shannon out there. There's probably some radio people live out in the... Oh, Gary Hoffman. It's the Gary Hoffman Fire.
Yeah.
Does he live out there?
You know Richard Jenkins, too, by the way. He was in Step Brothers. He was the dad. He was in, what was him with Michael Douglas, the Game. He's another one of those ones, if you saw it, you go, oh, my God, I've seen that guy in a million things.
Buddy, I'm going to be honest with you. If you gave me a piece of paper and a pen and said, write the 5 main members of the Carol Burnett Show down, I would be sweating. I don't know anybody in Hollywood. Anybody. My wife knows everybody. So does my daughter. My daughter, knows every person that's ever been in any movie or TV show.
Anybody ever saw 6 Feet Under? Richard Jenkins was the dad that died in the very first episode and appeared throughout the series.
All right. Well, there's a rumor that he might be living in that area. So the Jenkins Fire. That's possible. That's possible.
Jenkins Fire's good. I like that.
Anyway, so that fire burning out of control. It has 0% containment. 0% containment. And the humidity out there, you're going to love it if you hate humidity. It is currently at 23%. 23% humidity. So awfully dry. And that combination of dry air and hot air, it's 15%. 15% humidity in Santa Clarita, which is very close to that fire. So it's going to be even lower near the fire because that fire does reduce the humidity. I know that from fire school. So that's going to be a tough fire overnight. It's 95 degrees in that area. The humidity is awfully low. Dew point is 40% right now. Not sure what that means, but they added that in. And the pressure, of course, is 98.85. So the temperatures out there, today was 102. Tomorrow, 97. Saturday and Sunday, 97. 95 on Monday, 92. And then it's going to get down to 88. And then next Saturday, if you can make it to next Saturday, you're going to love it. 83 degrees. 83 degrees by next Saturday. In the San Fernando Valley, same thing. Warm all week long. Into the weekend and all week long. 90s, high 80s. And if you can make it to next Saturday, if you can hold on, it's going to be 81 degrees in the San Fernando Valley next Saturday. Not this Saturday, not the after tomorrow, but the following Saturday. And this fire is going to need that temperature swing. Hopefully it won't be burning still, but you never know. You never know. All right, we got to take a break here, and we're going to keep an eye on the fire. We're going to keep an eye on the water when the water comes back to the North Valley, and also the heat. The heat is going to be on for the next day.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
We have a way you can save. We always talk about crime, because crime is rampant, especially up in the hills in the valley, Studio City, Sherman Oaks, the whole run. It's a mess. And so you got to protect yourself, and you don't want to kill anybody. That complicates your life. Obviously, the guy who you killed, that really complicates his life as well. So we had we got a great guy, that can help you out. And I think you're going to enjoy this. Great guy. Got a great guest here who might save your life. A lot of times we talk about criminals on the show, crime in Studio City, Sherman Oaks, Tarzana, Woodland Hills, all up in the hills. And you need to protect yourself. And we have the perfect guy here. Luann Pham is with us. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Tim. How are you?
Nice to see you.
you started Burna, right?
I am the chief revenue and marketing officer.
Okay.
It was invented by an air gun specialist from South Africa, and then really brought to life by our CEO, Brian Gans, out of Andover, Massachusetts.
You know, I first heard of these guns up in Oregon. My family all gave them to each other for Christmas about 4 or 5 years ago. And I said, man, I got to get one of those for my wife because she sometimes, drives from L.A. to Portland and back by herself, and she needs to protect herself. And so I got one at the gun store. I don't remember what it was called, but it's in Pasadena, where you guys also have guns on display there. And it's a great piece of protection. And tell people what it is for people who've never seen this before. It's like an air gun, but it's completely legal.
Yeah, imagine our device shaped like a pistol. I would say similar to a SIG 365, our new compact launcher. It's what we affectionately call the ungun. It's powered by CO2, and it shoots 60 or 61 caliber projectiles. In California, you can only use the kinetic, which is a rock hard plastic projectile capable of breaking side auto glass from 30 to 40 feet away, but it feels like you're being shot if you're hit by it. In other states outside of California, about 47 states, we can sell chemical projectiles consisting of tear gas and pepper, which are designed to, on impact, they explode into 6-foot cloud that attacks the central nervous system. So the aggressor's lungs will feel like they're collapsing. All areas of exposed skin will feel like I poured a can of gasoline over it and lit the match.
Right.
Eyes will close involuntarily. Nose will run heavy mucus heavily, and all these symptoms happens for 30 to 40 minutes. So if you inflict pain, make it hard for them to breathe and see, they're no longer worried about you.
It's outrageous that they don't allow that the sale of that in California. Another way that innocent people can't protect themselves.
Yes, it's we have a lot of Californians requesting our chemical rounds, but keep in mind that those kinetic rounds are very powerful. We have sold over 600,000 of these units in the last 5.5 years.
Good.
We sell to government agencies. We've trained FBI, DEA, Department of Homeland Security, ATF.
Wow.
Hundreds and hundreds of police departments. But 95% of our business is from civilian. And what makes it great is that there's no background checks. It's legal in all 50 states. No permits required. We can literally ship to your door. And what makes it incredible is that we have a patent called pull pierce, which means that, we were talking about CO2 launchers. Once you insert that CO2 in any other type of weapon, it pierces that CO2 immediately, meaning that then it becomes a leaky balloon. And
right, if it's not sealed perfectly, it's going to leak it over the next couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, probably 12 hours.
Right,
so,
then you go to use it and it's dead.
Yes, and you can't say time out. I got to reload, right? So with our product, it's always at the ready. So when you pull that trigger, it punctures the CO2 and sends that first round at over 200 miles an hour.
Wow.
If I throw anything at you at 200 miles an hour, it's going to hurt, right?
Right.
And so no recoil, so that you don't have that, violent, jerking action of a real gun. No ear protection needed to use it. So easy for women to use, easy for men to use, seniors, and everybody in between. You have to be 18 or over to purchase it, though.
I was surprised how quiet it is when you shoot it. And you don't really hear anything until the projectile hits something.
Correct. In full transparency, we're gun people, a lot of us at Byrna, but we are common sense gun people that look at lethal or resorting to lethal as the final nuclear option. So we would recommend use verbal, then less lethal, and you have the ability or need to use non-lethal, then lethal.
Right.
And so that's where we were inspired by one FBI stat. 99.9% of all altercations recorded by law enforcement over the last 2 decades has been deemed to not require lethal force.
Yeah.
So as gun guys, we're like, wait, I only accounted for 0.01% of the time.
Right.
Like, not good for me.
But ultimately, you don't want to kill somebody because, first of all, you're going to be in a lot of legal trouble. You're going to, even if you're in the right, you're going to go, your gun's going to be confiscated from you. You're going to have sort of a reputation. That's the guy that killed somebody. And then you feel for the family of the people who were left behind, and it haunts people who've killed people before.
Yeah, PTSD is a real thing, and we have this saying: with one bullet can ruin many lives.
Sure.
Not just the person getting shot, the person doing the shooting, and the collateral damage on both sides, children, wives, and all of that. So
right.
As a gun owner, if I'm pointing my 9mm down the hall, a lot of thoughts will go through my head, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to blow this guy's head in my house. There goes the value of the house. Do I have $500,000 to defend myself?
And you hesitate to pull it.
Yes.
You wouldn't hesitate to pull this.
Yes. So trigger hesitancy is a real thing in the lethal firearms world. With this, if I shoot that round down the hallway and it's my daughter sneaking in at 3 a.m., well, she learned a tough lesson that day, but she lives.
Right, exactly.
That's
exactly right.
But if I send that round, nothing comes back. And think about waking up from deep sleep. You're groggy. You're not knowing what's going on. You don't want a lethal weapon in your hands. You want to send that first 5 rounds of Byrna. That would get me into the game, right? Okay,
exactly.
Now I'm warmed up.
But you also, when you hear something at night, somebody either trying to break in, or I don't know, maybe it's just the Santa Ana winds, but you're much more comfortable walking down the stairs when you're armed.
Absolutely. And so let me paint a scenario for you.
Sure.
In law enforcement, police officers, our heroes, have to follow a protocol called continuum of force: verbal, less lethal, lethal. And we recommend that for private citizens as well. So someone's in my home, I tell the intruders to get out of my house, and then I transition to less lethal, Byrna, and then if the attack is still there, it goes to lethal. And let's say it goes to lethal and I take lives, right? Because intruders are more than one person in your home. And so I've killed a couple people in defense. I'm in court. This is what my attorney is going to say on my behalf. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client had intruders in his home. He verbally commanded them to leave. Unfortunately, they did not comply. He then deployed less lethal. It was never his intention to take a life. He went out and bought a Byrna for that very reason. Unfortunately, they did not comply. So while facing imminent threat for himself and his family, he had no choice but to elevate to lethal force. I take that defense 1,000 times over.
A billion.
Yeah. Of someone using lethal, and then the DA looks at you and says, "Hey, so those people were not invited guests in your home. They were unarmed. So what propelled you to play judge, jury, and executioner?"
That's right.
And in the state of California,
great backup.
You're screwed.
Yep, exactly. And then before we go here, the last thing, I live in Burbank and I see coyotes every night. Coyotes are getting more aggressive. The perfect thing to have when you're walking your kid or your dog or on a bike and you see an aggressive coyote or aggressive dog.
Yeah, we got thousands of customers that use the Byrna for that very reason. We sold over 600,000 of these things. Well, one thing I need to let you all know is that Byrna is a proudly American company.
Oh, good.
We assemble all of our launchers in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We pay an incredible wage. I know we believe if people say, hey, how do we make this country better? Well, let's put Americans first. And if you come to our shop and you work for us, even if you're sweeping the floors, that's $21 an hour.
That's awesome. That's more than what they pay around here. All right, byrna.com.
Yes, sir.
byrna.com. Go get it. Get it for your family. Get it for your kids. Maybe your kids driving off to college, going to Arizona or back to, I don't know, maybe Notre Dame in Indiana. And you want to keep your kid protected and safe, get a Byrna gun, byrna.com. Luann, thanks for coming by, man.
You're welcome, sir.
And stay safe out there.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Thank you.
All right, see you, bub.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
We got the water outage still. That's going to be a continuing pain in the ass for people who live out there. DeSoto on the west side, Balboa on the east side, the 118, Rinaldi, but really the 118 freeway, and then the foothills. All of the water is out there for about 9,200 customers, 9,200 different homes or businesses. And it could be 20 or 30,000 people affected. One house could have 8 people in it. So that's a nightmare for people there. Then we got the Canyon Fire. That's burning. out of control. There's no control of that fire. And that's burning up near Westlake. And that's a big deal. And especially because it's so hot outside. And then we've got, the heat that everybody's feeling. Everybody is feeling this heat. And it's going to continue through the weekend. So if you can get out to the beach, that would be, that's probably your best bet. If you're worried about the fire and you want to get a great app that's free, it's called Watch Duty. Watch Duty. Free. They're not an advertiser. We're not plugging away. It's free. And they said, this is updated 8 minutes ago, still at 1,051 acres. I'm sure that's expanded. There's just no update on that. There's evacuation maps there you can look at, or Ventura County maps, LA County maps. And all of the information you need is at Watch Duty, which is a great app and a great tool to have. Evacuation shelter for that fire is now at the College of the Canyons. East Gymnasium. So don't go to the West Gymnasium. They'll throw your ass out of there. It's the East Gymnasium in Santa Clarita. And where is that? I think it's at 26455 Rockwell Canyon Road. 26455 Rockwell Canyon Road, Santa Clarita. Closest parking lot is to the gymnasium out there, lots 5, 6, and 7. If you have large animals, big-ass animals, you got cows, you got horses, giraffe, I don't know, you got a couple of kangaroos, you got some roos, you have an elephant, I don't know what you got. But if you have a large animal, Pierce College always comes to play. They always help out. Pierce College. That's on Winnetka Avenue there. Winnetka and Victory, I think, out there. Small animals. You got your, hamsters, rats, mice. I don't know. Yeah, right. Little bugs,
guinea
little
pigs,
turtle, whatever you got going on.
Lizards.
Yes, right. You might have a lizard.
Yeah.
Castaic Animal Care Center on Charlie Canyon Road, or Agora Hills Animal Shelter on Agora Road in Agora Hills. And let's see if there's any more information.
You can't fit
on
it in
this.
your pocket. You can take it there.
That's right. Yeah. And let them worry about it. So you can go beer bong or whatever you're doing. Get back to enjoying your life.
Beer bonging.
That's right. I'm sure that's the way some people, deal with a fire. Bring out the beer bong. Might as well enjoy it.
Who's got the funnel?
That's right. Did you ever beer bong when you were in college or high school?
I think I tried that one time around that period. I was more into the shotgunning. That was always easier.
I could never figure out the beer bong. How do you open your throat and let it all, just go down your gullet? Angel, do you not? Have you ever beer bonged?
I never have.
Really?
I haven't bonged anything.
Have you? Well, you don't smoke pot either, right?
No, I don't.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Look, it's not 1948. We're not going to throw you in prison
Who
for it.
hasn't, right?
That's right.
Not me.
Yeah. Did you inhale?
Oh no, I didn't inhale. Come on.
But you didn't enjoy it. Was it in high school or college?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Okay. You didn't like it? It didn't do anything for you?
Yeah, I just ate way too much.
Oh, okay.
Oh, edible?
I get that. No, you smoked and then ate a
You
lot.
got super
got the
radical
munchies.
munchies. Yeah.
Yeah. Robin, do you smoke weed? You seem like a gal's.
Not anymore. It heightened my emotions, and I did it in college. And you can only imagine how you feel in college, and your emotions heightened even more.
You have to do a little more for me. I need a little more. What does that mean?
Expand.
What is your emotion in college?
Because you're very young, you're very stupid, and you do whatever.
We shouldn't be in
feel like.
college then. You should be working.
Well,
This sounds
I
like
was
a
not
great
working.
story in the making.
And you make it sound so much fun. I want to go.
Yeah, totally.
I think I'll change my mind
Yeah.
about doing it again.
Did too many
Yeah.
stupid things.
Did you do? What's the dumbest thing you did on weed?
I ate too much edibles, and I was supposed to go to the theaters to watch who knows what movie. And I got so high that I had to end up taking a shower with my clothes on.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing you've done.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't do pot.
Wow.
I took a shower with my clothes on.
Did they turn that story down for? Remember that show? That's Amazing.
That's incredible. Amazing story.
Thanks, Robin. We'll call you next. She's not smiling. That's great. She's pissed. All right. What can I do? You can't win them all. All right. So anyway, we got the water outage. That's a big deal. We're keeping an eye on that. The fire and the heat. What can I tell you? We're going to come back with updates on all three.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
We have no update on the water, when the water will be restored and when you can go back to using water without boiling it. There was an update. We'll give you a quick update on what they're trying to do. They're trying to bypass the valve that's broken and restore water temporarily until they can work on that valve. And I imagine in the future, if they do that workaround, that they're going to have to shut the water off again once they return water back to the main valve. And that might be another water outage for you. That's fun to think of, huh? The water outage continues with DWP. Let's find out if there's any new information on this sucker here.
Thousands of people that have no water or very little water. But a huge area of concern is the elevated fire danger, especially with those triple-digit temperatures. A forecast for today. We're at LA City Fire Station number 8 here on Tampa. This is just north of Rinaldi, in the area being affected by the water shortage and outage. And you can see they already have a water tender stationed here just in case. And this is one of many areas where they say they've pre-deployed. They've stationed these water tenders just in case. Meanwhile, the DWP continues to work around the clock to repair that valve, which basically just won't open, leaving a 10 million gallon tank of water that services this area empty. The faulty area, though, is buried deep underground, which complicates the repair work even more.
Crews are working to remove the valve that failed to restore water flow to the tank. The location of the valve is 24 feet deep, and the repairs are very complex. They found 2 oil pipelines, active pipelines, a gas line, and large boulders that have complicated our excavation efforts.
And those complications may push the repair work even further back than Friday, which was the estimated date for it to be fixed.
Yeah, now it might be Thanksgiving.
Residents who have a little bit of water are being asked to boil the water before using it for any purpose. And if you do have water, you're still being asked to conserve it. Please turn those sprinklers off. Don't run the washing machine or the dishwasher.
Yeah, people are going to ignore that. All right, they said it might be tomorrow, might be Saturday, might be Monday before you get water back. So you may want to go to Costco tonight or Vons, Ralph's. I don't know what your market is. Whole Foods, if you got that kind of dough, or perhaps Gelson's, if you got that kind of dough, and get yourself some bottled water before it's all gone.
LA City Fire telling us they are working very closely with the DWP, the City of Los Angeles, and LAPD. In one area, they've increased patrols in these neighborhoods just in case. Time is of the essence should a fire start. Of course, heat doesn't start a fire, but it could cause the conditions for a fire to quickly spread. So if you see something, please, as always, say something.
Yeah, see something, say something, because the hydrants are dry in that part of the valley. There's no water. Zero.
Reporting live this morning at LA City Fire Station number 8, I'm Gigi Gracietta.
All right, thank you, Gigi Graciette. So it looks like it might be tomorrow. Again, it might be over the weekend. Maybe Monday. If this workaround is successful, they might be able to get you water late tomorrow night or early Saturday. But it's going to be a very tough weekend for people who live up there. Because not only, I'm looking out the window now, I can still see the smoke from that fire, the canyon fire. So you're sort of worried about that. You know, you don't think that fire is going to cross the 126 and come towards you. But we never thought that Pacific Palisades, Malibu, Altadena, that those fires were going to explode either. So you always have to be extremely cautious. And it's going to be sleepless nights, knowing that there's a fire out there. And the hydrants in front of your house, if you live in the Northern Valley, are dry. They're not working at all. And you got your animals to worry about. Animals freak out when they can smell the smoke. They have that extra sixth sense that we don't have. And so it's going to be a long weekend. And you're going to get all the information you need here on KFI. On the weather, which is going to be hot this weekend. On the water outage in the Northern Valley, they're going to try to fix that by tomorrow. Maybe Monday at the latest, they say. And then we got the canyon fire. So we'll continue to talk about all three of those stories. tomorrow, and I'm sure Mo will have updates for you all night long here as well. This Porsche show was brought to you by Advanced Hair. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Make your appointment today at advancedhair.com. Mo Kelly and his whole entire crew. Next.
Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.